captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Oh yeah, baby. Monday. Survived another weekend. Thrived through another weekend is more like it. It's Monday, which means talking baseball. Gonna jump into the playoff race. We got about what's that? Less than 15 games left. I think we're down to around the 10, 11 games left. I'm trying to do quick math here. Looking for a record with the easiest math to do. 46 plus 103. It's 149. About 12 games. 13 games left in the season. See what's going on with all of the division races, the wild card race. It's absolutely bananas in the National League. Although Arizona did handle business this weekend, winning their series. Against who? The Cubbies, baby. Cubs have now lost 5 in a row. Diamondbacks and the Marlins both won 3 in a row. Giants struggling. They're now 2 games back. Cincinnati, the red hot Red Legs, now a half a game back. And there is Miami and Chicago. It appears to be tied for the last spot with Arizona a half a game. Not even a whole, put the nub up. They're a half a game up in the race. Sheesh. This baseball season's been exciting, to say the least. I'm not going to say goodbye to it yet. Probably next Monday I'll give a longer monologue on the season and dive in to it even deeper. But I will do that. I'm going to touch on both wild card races, division races. Talk about a little playoffs, just a little bit, real quick here. I also want to recap some things in the NFL. Week 2. Get a broader scope, a broader scale on some of these teams. Week 1, some funky stuff happened. Week 2, I guess you can say teams or the market or whatever kind of corrected themselves, getting back on track for a few franchises. And a few franchises that we thought were about to be dominant end up losing. So that's the beauty of sports, especially the beauty of the National Football League. And of course, 2 games tonight on Monday Night Football, both of which 2 of my favorite teams. Saints, all-time favorite team. If I had to tell you my top 5 right now, I'm going to go Saints at number 1, Saints at number 2, Saints at number 3, and then give it the good old Giants and Steelers 4A and 4B. Oh, might be the worst coffee I've made in weeks. Anyway, definitely going to touch on tonight's games. Got a few wagers, a few betty bets there for you guys. But also, I want to touch on the Heisman Award race in college football and touch on a few things at the collegiate level. Sorry, I'm zoned out here. I'm getting text messages about t-shirts. You don't say. Anyway, where we gonna go first? This is Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives, going live on a beautiful, fantastic, fabulous Saints football Monday. It is the 18th of September. September's felt like 2 months. I don't know why. I feel like I've been saying the 10th of September for 3 weeks now. Anyway, anyhow, let's start off in baseball. I can end the show with some good football talk. Some good foosball talk. Some good foosball. Some good foosball talk. Football. Some good football. Football talk. Anyway, let's get it. Let's get it. The Baltimore Orioles, the Tampa Bay Rays played over the weekend. Tampa Bay took the first, I want to say one, but they might have taken the first 2 games. Baltimore took the last 2 to end it Saturday and Sunday. Baltimore and Tampa Bay have both clinched a playoff spot. No matter what happens in this division, one will be the division winner, one will be a wild card team. Tampa Bay Rays 2 games back from the Baltimore Orioles, the young, bubbling studs. I'm not gonna lie to you, teams like this usually scare me going into the playoffs because they never been there. They young, they wet behind the ears, they a little too excited, they eating too much hot dogs on the way to the park because they geeked up, ready to roll. Tense up the first 3 at bats. By the time they look up, they lost the damn game. I said, ain't that some shit? Anyway, Baltimore. I don't know what they have come this playoffs. The team that I actually like more than them is the Rays. I know. The Rays lost Shane McClanahan. I know. They're supposed to now win another game after that. We know what happened with Wander Franco. I know. They're not supposed to win another game after that. This Tampa Bay team is getting hot at the right time once again. They started off the season hot, had a mediocre middle of the season. However, last 2 weeks specifically, this team has been on fire. Fire! We all know what happens. We saw the Braves do it in 2021. The hottest team going into the playoffs. We saw what happened with the Nationals, 2019. The hottest team going into the playoffs. We also saw what happened in 2020. Tampa Bay Rays made it to the World Series, being the hottest team towards the end of that season going into the playoffs. And then last season, of course, the Phillies of Philadelphia were that team who was the hottest team at the right time going into the playoffs. We even saw it a little bit with the Padres, seeing how far they went. They got hot around this time. The Rays are that team this year, getting hot at the right time. They are 7-3 over their last 10. Look at some of these other playoff teams: Houston, Texas, Baltimore. They're all 5-5, 6-4. Of course, Atlanta clinched, so they don't give a hot ham anymore. They're 5-5. Phillies 4-6. Milwaukee's the only team, and the Dodgers are the only 2 teams up there with 7-3 or better over their last 10. Right there with the Rays, which brings me to my next point. The Dodgers. The Brooklyn Bums. If they don't start off slow, I think they are everything that the Braves are this season. I think if they don't start off slow, a Mookie or Freeman spends the whole season as your MVP favorite. I think the Dodgers are under the radar for some reason going into these playoffs, and I think they're the best team. I love the Braves. Absolutely love the Braves. And the Braves might have a deeper lineup and 1 or 2 starting pitchers on paper, but it's something about this Dodgers team. No matter who they plug into these little holes, they have a game where they show up and become the star for that night. I think that happens a lot in this postseason where players you're not thinking of that play for the Dodgers end up hitting big hits, huge home runs, timely hitting. But off of that, let's look at the wild card spots. Rays are the hottest team. They clinched the wild card. Again, only 2 games back from the Baltimore Orioles. About 12, 13 games left. Could easily cover that hole. You got Toronto right now, holding on to this last spot. They've won 3 in a row. Friday, when I ended the show, Seattle was where they are, and they were where Seattle is. They kind of specifically flipped. You got the Rangers and Toronto with a 1.5 game lead on Seattle. Now, if I had to put money on it, I would go with Seattle missing the playoffs out of these 3 teams. You got Toronto, you got Texas, and you got Seattle. Seattle's the team I believe in the least. They kind of surprised everybody this season, snuck up on us in August, going 20-5 for the first 3 weeks, or pretty much through August, going 20-5. That was huge. There was a 500 team before that, barely over 500. Now they are, 13 games over 500? I just don't know if they got enough in the tank to finish off the season strong. Also, they have a tough schedule. I think Seattle still has to see Houston once or twice. I forgot who they played this weekend. The Dodgers. They end up losing 3 in a row to the Dodgers. 3-7 over their last 10. Seattle is in a spot, man, where it's going to be all on them. Can they go 7-3 and then end the season on 2 out of 4, 2 out of 3? That's what they're going to need to do. Again, 1 game back right now from the Rangers. 1.5 games back from the Blue Jays. The American League wild card, not as exciting as the National League. It's either going to be Seattle, Texas, or Toronto. 2 out of those 3 teams are going to be there. Technology scares the hell out of me. I got Siri talking to me in my damn ear. The laptop thought I was asking it a damn question about something. Don't know why the hell. Anyway, Toronto, Texas, or Seattle. 2 out of those 3 teams will make it for sure. You do have the Yankees 6.5 games back. I guess they could win every game and put themselves in the mix. But me guessing that the Yankees will win every game is humorous, to say the least. Boston right behind them at 8.5, still have not been eliminated. But hey, neither has Detroit. So I give none of those teams a chance to dance. The Angels, the Shohei Ohtani-less Angels, or should I say, show by Ohtani. Get it? Because he said it's not Shohei. Hey, Shohei, it's show. Bye, show by. He cleaned out his locker and got the hell on up out of there. LA Angels lost in the sauce. I've never heard anything like this happening in major leagues, and I don't know why. I love it. I love it. Lil Pump and Kanye. I love it. Anyway, the Dodgers and the Braves clinch their division. Both of those teams have clinched their division. Now, I kind of alluded to this earlier, so I'm going to go as quickly as possible to break it down. Cubs lose 5 in a row, 2-8 over their last 10. They're now fighting, scraping. A week ago, it was the Diamondbacks, it was the Marlins, it was the Reds, and it was the Giants fighting for these last 2 wild card spots. Now you got to add the Cubbies into that mix. They had a 3 or 4 game lead before this 5-game losing streak. Now the Diamondbacks sitting where they were sitting. However, the Diamondbacks only a half a game up on the Cubbies, and the Marlins looks like a full game up on the Reds and 2.5 games up on their division foe, the San Francisco Giants. Don't look now, but the Padres have won 4 in a row. Don't look now, but the Padres, exactly where the Yankees are, 6 games out. Don't look now, but the Padres ain't got no damn chance to do nothing. Just hyping y'all up to shut you down. Slam the garage door on them. We had to go around back. Forgot I had this little duck. Ducky wucky. My lucky duck. Been on fire ever since I got it. Knock on wood. Try not to jinx the lucky duck. The lucky duck. Looking up. Ever since I got that duck, my luck's been looking up. The lucky duck. Boom, lucky duck. So I don't know, man. You got 5 teams basically fighting for 2 spots. This is what I love about baseball. It's probably going to come down to the last weekend. We're going to definitely keep a close eye on the Giants, the Reds, the Marlins, the Cubs, and the Diamondbacks. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen, man. I want to look at some scheduling stuff real quick. Let's just look at today. See what's. God damn. All right. I'm sorry. Ads keep loading, so I keep clicking the wrong thing. All right. Can we get to today? All righty. Dighty. We'll see which one of these Marlins host the Mets. They should be pretty good there. Twins going to the Reds. Reds Twins is going to be some good matchups. Red Sox Rangers. Orioles Astros. Some damn games, boy. Phillies Braves. I feel like they've played every other weekend. I mean, every other series has been Phillies Braves this season. Mariners. They're the ones that pull the lucky straw. They get the Athletics to open up this week. So hey, see what the hell they can do. See if they can catch up on the Blue Jays or the Rangers. Rangers who have the Red Sox. I guess, sheesh. I was just talking about the Mariners got a tough schedule, and then they Oakland A's. Here you go. Here's 3 wins, sir. There's 3 victories for you. Anyway, anyhow, I cannot wait, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably not gonna be betting baseball until playoffs, and then I'll probably just be betting. Instead of game to game betting, I'll be betting a series come playoffs. It's hard enough to bet sports when it matters. Like just regular season. It's even harder to bet sports when one team, you don't know if they're going to show up and give a damn. And that could be teams like the Guardians and Royals. Both teams out of the race, out of the hunt. Who knows if they're going to give a hot ham about showing up and playing. And then you can look at teams like the Phillies Braves. Both teams in the playoffs. Phillies Braves always kind of have a little beef between them, but who gives a damn? What if the Braves just be like, y'all got this one, little kids, little chucklers. We won a division, we'll see you in the playoffs. Do the Red Sox care about playing spoiler to the Rangers? What about the Athletics? Do they even give a damn anymore? I mean, they're not even going to be in their city much longer. Do they care about getting to 50 wins? These are questions, so I just tend to just back away. You got the Dodgers hosting the Tigers. Should be an easy bet on the Dodgers. Don't like the pitching matchup for the Dodgers, however. Stuff like that. You got Waino chasing 200 going up against the Brewers. It's just a lot of late season stuff. John Means getting his second start of the season. Taking on Verlander. Still trying to get in his groove this season. Mets, man. They're just throwing out young pitching after young pitching. I think I've made my point. Anyway, That's where I'm at with baseball. No point to force up nothing. Nada. Nathan. However, holla at me. Come holla at me. Come holla at me. Let's talk a little college real quick. Let's talk a little Heisman real quick. I did put one bet in for the Heisman Trophy winner. Not sure if that is a bet that is good. Kind of going with my guy. Also kind of going with not the trends, but what happened over the weekend. Now I want to break down and talk a few guys here. One of them already moved 500 points, which is awesome. The four guys I want to talk. You got Caleb Williams, that's the favorite. He's plus 350. Michael Penix Jr. murdered this weekend. Just absolutely amazing. Michael Penix Jr., he's plus 480 as the second favorite. And then I do like Sam Hartman with Notre Dame only because he does have a chance to do something special at Notre Dame. And if you do something special at Notre Dame, you kind of got to have your name on the list. He's at 10-1. That's bananas. These new sports books be tripping me out. Anyway, I don't know what the hell. Sorry. So you got Sam Hartman, 10-1. And then there's a huge drop off before there's two names that I really like. I took one of them. Caleb Williams, I'll just talk about this. I think he's at his ceiling. We know what he is. I think all he can do is get worse. And I know that sounds cheesy because him getting worse is probably still winning 10 games and still throwing 300 yards a game. Michael Penix, he is kind of on the list of the opposite side that I'm about to talk about. He's on a team where it's all on him. They're not expected to win 10, 11, 12 games, but he can do it. Same thing with Notre Dame. Same thing with the last two players I'm going to talk about. Michael Penix Jr., Sam Hartman, Jaden Daniels, and Shedeur Sanders. Now, first look at this list. You think Caleb Williams the favorite. He's the favorite for a reason. I don't know about that. You look at some of these performances we just saw over this past weekend. I should have pulled them up. That is lack of journalistic duties. I'm firing somebody around here for not having the stats pulled up already. Ouch. That really hurt. Okay, so Washington, they went 41-7 over Michigan State. Penix has an amazing stat line. I wish I could find his stats specifically. When you type in a name in stats, you would hope they'll just pull up the damn stats. Anyway, team stats, passing yards is 536. He's the passer. So I just say it like that. Put it like that. 41-7 victory over Michigan State. He threw for 436 passing yards. Here's the box score. If I give a damn. Didn't mean to spend this long on it already. This ain't no damn box score. This is play-by-play. Okay. It looks like Michael Penix Jr. only threw for 473 yards. Probably did not finish the game in the fourth quarter. 473 yards. Boom, and a 41-7 victory. The other person, Jaden Daniels. This is who I took. I put some money on Jaden Daniels at 25-1. The Arizona State transfer to LSU. He had a damn game this weekend against Mississippi State. I think they won 41-14. I got the over by a hook. Yes, thank y'all for riding me on my bets. Had a pretty decent weekend, I will say that. But this man, this young man, Jaden Daniels, goes 30 for 34. 361 yards. That's an 88 completion percentage, averaging over 10 yards per pass. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Also ran the ball for 2 touchdowns. Now, I didn't bet him because I think he can win. I bet him because if he does this another 6, 7, 8 games and LSU ends up winning 10, 11 games, he'll at least be in the conversation and the number won't be where it is today. 25-1. I bet this number because if he does this a few more times, this number is going to drop to 12-1, 11-1, and then we're going to see him up there with Caleb Williams and Michael Penix Jr. Around 5-1, 4-1. But that's if Jayden Daniels can do what he's been doing and keep it going. I mean, 30 for 34, absolutely just amazing. We all saw what happened against Florida State. That might hurt him. Didn't do too well against Florida State. But Florida State might just be the best damn team in the league, huh? They might be this year. Who knows? Who the hell knows? Against Florida State, he went 22 of 37. Still had 346 yards. Still averaged around 10 yards per pass. Just was a different animal. I think his coach puts him in bad situations too, which is going to come back to bite him. But through 3 games, he's got 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, close to 1,000 yards passing, and he's 18th in QB rating, 83.1. Now, he's not the player I think has the highest ceiling. However, that player belongs to Shedeur Sanders. I don't know the probability or percentage that he wins this award. Like, I can't tell you out of 100 times a player doing what he's doing, having his season, how many times does he win the Heisman Trophy? But what I can tell you is I think he has the highest ceiling. As I said, Caleb Williams, I think, is against the ceiling. Michael Penix Jr., he's been talked about the last season or two. I think he's close to his ceiling. Jayden Daniels, we know what he's been last year for LSU, this year already. J.J. McCarthy is another name in here, but I think that's a running offense, and I don't think he's going to have a chance with the names I'm listed. Sam Hartman, I think he's going to stay around 10-1 all season. I think he's going to have a Sam Hartman fan club that thinks he should get it. I don't know if he'll ever cross over to out of that fan club in the local market to the mainstream Heisman market. But I think Jayden Daniels does that. He has the chance to do it. He has the schedule to do it. All he has to do is show up and ball out. Shedeur Sanders, also. This is about to get to this point. He has the highest ceiling. Everybody expects him probably lose the next 7 out of 8 games. He's got Oregon, he's got USC, he's got a Pac-12 schedule coming up. A gauntlet, as they call it. The Conference of Champions. They're not even a conference no more. So how could we call them the Conference of Champions? Good point. Seems as if they've failed as in conference to me. But anyway, you got Shedeur Sanders. He goes up in these big games. Say he ends the season 9-3. Putting up the stats that he's putting up. I think he has the highest ceiling to win the Heisman. He's going to have the most opportunity to prove himself. I know it's just Colorado State. They were 24-point favorites. I don't give a damn about none of that for a few reasons. I can touch on that for a second, if you will. I want to get to the NFL. It looks like I'm going to be running out of time. I might just have to give out my Monday night football bets and not worry about recapping the weekend. The weekend that was. Oh, man. Lost my train of thought, though. Doesn't that suck? Wish I could just go back a minute and see what I was talking about. Shedeur Sanders. I know I was talking about him, but I forgot where I was at. Oh, a 24-point favorite, Colorado State. However, I don't think any of that matters because before the season starts and they beat TCU, this Colorado team's over and under was set at 4.5, I believe, already with 3 victories. So if you're basing the Heisman off of production and winning, his team, after 3 weeks of the season, is already 2 wins away from surpassing that. He does have a few weeks coming up, but he can rise to the occasion. He's going to be missing Travis Hunter. We'll see how much that hurts this team. I think he has the talent and skill, though, to still go out there and throw 3, 4, 500 yards, couple touchdowns, and at least compete with these bigger schools. Again, this is a Heisman Trophy. This isn't going undefeated, and you get an award. If he's a better quarterback than Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams and the defense just pulls out a victory, and he's in the game, I think he'll get boosted. I don't think he has to win every game to become the Heisman. We saw it, though. Another thing, I don't care about the 24-point favorites and all that. At the end of the day, he walks into the game on the 2-yard line. Probably the last drive of the game that they'll have an opportunity to really do something. Down 8 points. This kid throws dart after dart after dart. Next thing you know, it's a tie-down game. We're going into overtime. Now, the reason I say I don't care about the 24 points favorites, because in that mode right there, in that moment, when he's coming on the field down 8, all he's thinking about is win, baby, win. In the great words of Al Davis. So again, I think Shedeur Sanders is very unlikely, but I think he has the highest ceiling. I put a wager on Jayden Daniels strictly because 30 for 34, I could not ignore. Don't let him do 30 for 34 2 or 3 more games this season. I'm going to go tie some damn Heisman voters up and be like, hey, man, put the Jayden Daniels vote in and let you go, partner. Anyway, NFL action. Man, please. All about my bread like some ham and cheese. Two bets I have for the Browns-Steelers game. I'm going to start there, work my way back up to the Saints-Panthers. I'm not really betting any sides in any of these games, to be honest with you. Going to be honest with you. Steelers scare me, even though I want to bet them. I don't see the point in wagering my money on them. I don't ever bet Saints games, so I will give you a few props in the Saints game that I think are dynamite. But the two props that I have, Browns, Steelers, it's kind of chalky, kind of squarish. However, I like it, I love it, and I want some more of it. Both of these plays at plus money. Also, Nick Chubb, anytime touchdown. Najee Harris, anytime touchdown. Plus 115 for Nick Chubb, anytime touchdown, and Najee Harris at plus 150. It is crazy to me that Najee Harris is plus 150. If the Steelers have any chance of being in this game or winning this game, Najee Harris will need to not only score a touchdown, he will need to be a big part of the game plan. Kenny Pickett, I think if he throws it any more than 25 times, this game is out of reach. That's what that means. George Pickens, 42.5. I like the over. Because if Najee Harris cannot get things going on the ground, I think the strong point of the Browns defense is stopping the run. I think they are a little weaker on the secondary side. Johnson dealing with some stuff. He's a little questionable. But Pickens, I love his receiving yards at 42 on the hook. Little juice, 113 on it, and not bad at all. Not bad at all. At all. It's not bad at all. I don't know what the hell to do with this, man. Sorry, they keep giving me bonus bets. What the fuck am I do with that? The hell I'm gonna do with that? Sorry, I'm trying to get to the damn. I don't know why maybe it's me. Maybe it's Maybelline. Who knows? Here we go. Sheesh. Passing yards. Watson, only 199. I guess they plan on getting Chubb the Rock. That seems pretty low for Deshaun Watson. I know this isn't Deshaun Watson Houston Texan days, but 199 on the hook, him to just get 200 passing yards. Same thing with Kenny Pickett, 205. That gives me even more reason, even though I've already placed it, but to go Najee Harris and Nick Chubb anytime touchdown. Najee Harris, 49 on the hook, over under on the rushing yards. Nick Chubb, 83 in the hook. Pretty low for Najee. Maybe Najee's not supposed to have the sophomore year I was expecting. I was thinking Najee would be a dog, 100 yards a game, 1 or 2 touchdowns a game. I do like his receiving yards prop, 10.5. I'll take it. Yeah, I don't even think Johnson's going to be in the game tonight. So it's going to be all Pickens. I'm sure Najee will have to step up. I'm going to take Pickens over 42 and a hook on the receiving yards. I'm going to take Najee Harris over 10 and a hook on receiving yards. And I'm going to have Najee Harris anytime touchdown plus 150. Nick Chubb anytime touchdown plus 115. They must not be expecting no touchdowns to have both of these running backs at plus money. The over-under is set at 38, is a low total. But I think both of these offenses are capable enough to move the ball and at least get into the red zone, get a chance to put some points up. All right, anyhow. Those are my 4 bets for the Browns. Run over again. Nick Chubb anytime. Najee Harris anytime. Pickens over receiving yards. Najee Harris over receiving yards. Najee Harris over is 10.5. I just took Pickens at 42.5. Now, these are some of the bets I've been thinking about all weekend. I do not ever bet on the Saints games. However, I will touch a prop or two. And the props that I like here, if you want to do it, I think it's kind of hard to call it, man. I haven't really figured out who Derek Carr likes to go to. It seems from week 1 he likes Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave. But I think he needs to figure out how to get the ball to Mike Thomas and get the hell on about the way. We only put up 15, 16 points last weekend. That needs to be a whole lot better. You got Jamal Williams. Scored hella touchdowns with the Lions. We need to figure out a way to get this kid in the end zone. So I don't know who to take anytime touchdown in this game. You even got Taysom Hill at 350, who, I don't know. But Jimmy Graham at plus 700, that's going to be my value play. Give me Jimmy Graham to get a red zone touchdown. Bring it back to his old days. Jamal Williams I also like at plus 125. But give me Jimmy Graham. That's one of my favorite guys. Nick Costos always says, pizza and beer money on Jimmy Graham. Anytime touchdown plus 700. Sorry. Doing math. All right. I got Jimmy Graham anytime touchdown put in. I do like Jamal Williams at plus 125. I also like Rashid Shaheed at plus 310. Shaheed just has that type of speed and skill set to where he can catch that thing in motion and just keep going. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller Records. Jimmy Graham plus 700. Just put that one in there. They also have Bryce Young at plus 750. Think he'll be running for his life tonight. But these are the props I like the most, man. I'm going to go to receiving yards and rushing yards. Sheesh. Derek Carr over 3.5 rushing yards. I took it over 2.5 last week. He had one scramble and got it for me. If all I need is one scramble, I'm going to go for it. Although I did have Tua last night, 4.5 or 5.5. He got me 4, and that was it. So these are never guaranteed, but I love taking quarterback rushing props, man. Over 3 and a hook on your boy. I mean, Bryce Young at 10.5. I like that too. I'm not even going front. I'm about to take both of these. Quarterbacks get over their rushing total. Receiving yards. This is where the money is at. Mike Thomas over 51 in the hook. I like it. I love it. Mike Thomas over 51 in a hook. He might be the only one I take. There is a few names I do like also on both sides of the ball. You can get Miles Sanders at 12.5. Jamal Williams at 9.5. Rashid Shaheed 40.5. Like I said, he catches one ball and gets loose, and he don't look back. But I like Mike Thomas 51 in the hook. I think the book's still leaning towards Olave being the biggest or best player on the team. I think when the going gets tough, he gonna find Mike Thomas. I mean, we saw it early last game. Hit him for a quick. I think I had this over in like 40s. That was over in the first quarter. So hopefully Mike Thomas, Derek Carr can stay on the early connection. Give me this 41 in the hook early, like I was in a hurry. But that's probably it, man. That's where I'm at with it. Monday Night Football plays. Derek Carr over 3.5 rushing yards. Bryce Young over 10.5 rushing yards. Michael Thomas over 51 in the hook. Receiving yards. Jimmy Graham, anytime touchdown, plus 700. Going over to the Browns and the Steelers, we got Najee Harris, anytime touchdown. Nick Chubb, anytime touchdown. George Pickens over receiving yards, 40 something. And Najee Harris over 10.5 receiving yards. Sorry, I'm trying to decide if I want to. Anyway, that's the bets. That's all I'm giving out. That's all I'm taking. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. This is Captain By a Hook with the Red Beard. Presented by Stare Down Sports. I'm Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs. Going live 18th of September. Monday, baby. Saints playing some football. I'm going to make some red beans and rice. If you know anything about down south, that's what we do on Mondays. Got some steaks to go with it. Can you dig it? Anyway. My bad. Take all wagers at your own risk. Please, and gamble responsibly. Have a good one, man.